Embrace self-worth. When life places us in situations where we must step away from someone, it's often an opportunity disguised as a challenge. Embracing self-worth begins with the realization that your value does not diminish because of someone's absence or silence. Time apart isn't about waiting for someone else to validate you. It's about rediscovering your own light and the unique brilliance you bring to the world. Sometimes, at the end of a long day of hard work, you finally leave your house and go to someone's absence or silence. You see, self-worth is not measured by how others treat you, but by how you treat yourself. It's in the way you hold your head high, even when doubts creep in. It's in the choices you make to honor your own needs and desires, rather than settling for what's convenient or familiar. No one else can define your worth unless you allow it. And the most powerful realization? You don't need anyone's permission to step into your greatness. During a period of no contact, there's a profound lesson in learning to be at peace with your own company. This is the time to ask yourself, who am I without this relationship? What are my dreams, my passions, my aspirations? The answers to these questions are not just important, they are the foundation of your self-worth. Think about it. When you truly embrace your worth, you no longer see relationships as something to complete you. Instead, they become an addition to an already full and vibrant life. You approach the world with confidence, knowing that your happiness is not tethered to someone else's presence. And when that person reappears, they don't find the same you they left behind. They find someone stronger, more resilient, and more self-aware. Self-worth is also about boundaries. It's about recognizing what you will and won't tolerate and standing firm in those decisions. When he comes back, remember this. You are not just someone waiting to be chosen. You are the one doing the choosing. And your choices must align with the love, respect, and kindness you know you deserve. Finally, embracing self-worth means trusting the journey. If someone left and now wants to return, it's not about whether you're good enough for them. It's about whether they are ready to match the version of you that emerged from the time apart. You've grown, you've healed, and you've evolved. And that growth deserves to be met with equal respect and appreciation. Stand tall, knowing that your worth is unshakable. It's not something that fluctuates with someone's attention or absence. You are whole, deserving, and enough. Always. Actions speak louder. We've all heard the phrase, actions speak louder than words. But how often do we let words overshadow the truth revealed through actions? When someone comes back into your life after a period of no contact, their words may be filled with promises, apologies, and declarations of change. But here's the reality. Words are easy. Actions, on the other hand, require effort, consistency, and integrity. It's human nature to want to believe the best in someone, especially when emotions are involved. But believing in potential isn't the same as acknowledging reality. Someone's actions reveal their priorities, their character, and their intentions far more than their words ever will. If he says he's changed, watch how he behaves. Does he show up when it matters? Does he follow through on his commitments? Does he demonstrate respect, not just in grand gestures, but in the small everyday moments? Consistency is key. It's not enough for someone to make a single grand gesture of affection or accountability. True change is proven over time. It's in the day-to-day actions, the effort to rebuild trust, and the willingness to meet you where you are. The person who truly values you won't just say they've changed. They'll show it in how they treat you, how they handle conflict, and how they prioritize the relationship. Another important aspect is alignment. Do their actions align with your values, your goals, and your standards? For example, if you value honesty, do they show transparency in their behavior? If respect is important to you, do their actions reflect that respect consistently? Their actions must not only match their words, but also align with the kind of partnership you deserve. It's also essential to recognize the patterns. Look back at the history of your interactions. Are you seeing genuine progress, or are they repeating old behaviors? Growth isn't a straight line, but it's noticeable when someone is making a genuine effort. Don't ignore red flags because of hopeful words. Trust the patterns you've observed and the lessons you've learned. Holding someone accountable for their actions doesn't mean being harsh or unforgiving. It's about setting healthy boundaries and allowing them the opportunity to prove their intentions through effort and consistency. You're not asking for perfection, you're asking for sincerity. 3. Remember this: love is a verb. It's not just a feeling or a statement. It's shown through respect, care, and effort. Someone who values you will take the time to show it, not just tell it. If their actions don't back up their words, it's not your responsibility to make excuses for them or to lower your standards. Ultimately, the test is in the doing, not the saying. Trust what you see more than what you hear. Words may charm you, but actions will reveal the truth. When someone truly cares, their actions will speak volumes, leaving no doubt in your mind. Let actions, not promises, be your guide. Stay rooted in principles. In life, it's easy to be swayed by emotions, especially when dealing with someone you care about. But true strength lies in staying rooted in your principles, those unshakable truths that define who you are and what you stand for. Principles are your compass. They guide you through uncertainty, keep you grounded, and help you navigate even the most challenging situations. When someone re-enters your life after no contact, it's natural to feel a mix of emotions: hope, excitement, perhaps even fear. But in those moments, it's critical to remember your values. Your principles are not just rules. They are reflections of your self-respect and boundaries. They remind you of the standards you've set for yourself and the type of love you deserve. 1. Staying rooted in principles begins with clarity. You must first define what you truly want in a relationship. Is it honesty, mutual respect, consistency, or emotional support? Whatever your core values are, they must remain non-negotiable. These aren't things you compromise on just to keep someone in your life. They are the foundation of any healthy and fulfilling connection. When emotions are high, it's tempting to overlook red flags or rationalize someone's behavior. Maybe they promise to change, or perhaps you convince yourself that things will be different this time. But principles remind you that love is not about settling or sacrificing your peace. It's about standing firm in what you know is right, even when it's hard. Being principled doesn't mean being inflexible or harsh. It means having the courage to prioritize your well-being over temporary feelings. For example, if trust was broken before, your principles might require consistent actions to rebuild that trust before you fully open your heart again. If respect was lacking, your principles might demand evidence that respect is now being prioritized. Leadership means changing your principles, changing to the level of becoming a better person and the level of compassion when things are tough. Staying rooted in principles also means being prepared to walk away if necessary. This isn't about being stubborn, it's about knowing your worth. When you compromise your principles, you send a message to yourself and others that your needs are secondary. But when you stand by them, you affirm your value and invite only those who truly respect you into your life. Principles are also essential in setting boundaries. They allow you to communicate clearly about what you will and won't accept. For instance, if you value open communication, Make it known that you expect honesty and transparency. If your principle is mutual effort, then both parties must contribute to rebuilding the relationship. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges to healthier, more respectful connections. It's important to remember that principles aren't just about holding others accountable. They are about holding yourself accountable too. Ask yourself, are my actions aligned with my principles? Am I showing the same respect, honesty, and effort that I expect from others? Staying rooted in principles means living them out in your own behavior, ensuring that your actions reflect your values. With that level of self-awareness, how can you do better than what you think you're capable of? Finally, staying rooted in principles builds resilience. It gives you the strength to face emotional challenges with clarity and confidence. Even if the relationship doesn't work out, you'll know you stayed true to yourself. And that sense of integrity is far more valuable than compromising for temporary satisfaction. When someone returns after no contact, don't let emotions or nostalgia cloud your judgment. Let your principles be your anchor. They will guide you toward what's right, what's fair, and what honors the person you've become. Standing firm in your values isn't just an act of self-respect, it's a powerful declaration of the love you have for yourself. And when you operate from a place of self-love and integrity, you attract relationships that reflect the same. Forgiveness without forgetting. Forgiveness is a powerful and liberating act. It's a gift you give to yourself, a way to let go of resentment and pain so you can move forward with a lighter heart. But forgiveness is not the same as forgetting. In fact, forgetting can sometimes do a disservice to your growth, your boundaries, and your sense of self. The key is to balance the act of forgiving with the wisdom gained from remembering. When someone comes back into your life after no contact, forgiveness may be one of the first hurdles to overcome. If there were misunderstandings, mistakes, or even betrayals, the natural question arises, can you forgive them? Forgiveness, however, doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior or pretending it didn't happen. It's about releasing the emotional burden it created. It's deciding that their actions will no longer control your peace of mind or happiness. Forgiveness is for you, not them. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to let go of the anger or bitterness that might have taken root. Holding on to resentment only harms you. It keeps you tethered to the pain of the past and makes it harder to move forward. By forgiving, you're setting yourself free. But just because you forgive doesn't mean you forget. Forgetting might cause you to overlook patterns or repeat mistakes. Memory serves as a guide, a reminder of the lessons learned during the time apart. For instance, if trust was broken, remembering how it happened can help you establish boundaries to ensure it doesn't happen again. Forgetting the past risks erasing the growth that came from it. Forgiveness without forgetting also means approaching the situation with clarity and discernment. Has the person truly changed, or are they repeating old behaviors? Forgiveness allows you to open the door to dialogue and possibility, but memory keeps you vigilant. It ensures that you don't let emotions cloud your judgment or ignore red flags. Another important aspect of forgiveness without forgetting is accountability. Forgiving someone doesn't absolve them of the responsibility for their actions. It doesn't mean pretending the hurt didn't happen or brushing it under the rug. True forgiveness requires acknowledging what occurred, addressing it honestly, and setting expectations for how things need to improve moving forward. For example, if someone let you down in the past, forgiveness might mean releasing the anger you feel toward them. But remembering ensures that you hold them accountable for rebuilding trust through consistent actions. Forgiveness is about giving them a chance, not a free pass. It's also important to recognize that forgiving without forgetting doesn't mean staying in the past. You're not dwelling on what happened, but rather using it as a stepping stone to make wiser choices. Memory becomes a tool for growth, helping you recognize what you need to feel secure, valued, and respected in the relationship. Sometimes, forgiveness without forgetting involves setting boundaries. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to let the person back into your life in the same capacity as before. It's okay to forgive someone and still decide that your relationship with them needs to change or even end. Forgiveness isn't about giving someone else unlimited chances. It's about giving yourself peace. Finally, forgiveness without forgetting is a testament to your growth. It means you've taken the pain, learned from it, and emerged stronger and wiser. Forgetting might erase the struggle, but remembering shows the journey you've been on and the strength you've gained. Page. Observe also that remembering is gained. When faced with the question of forgiveness, ask yourself this: can I release the pain while holding on to the lessons? Can I make peace with the past while using it to protect my future? Forgiveness without forgetting is about balancing grace with wisdom, compassion with clarity. And when you find that balance, you'll discover that you can move forward with an open heart and a clear mind, ready to embrace what comes next while honoring the lessons of what came before. Redefine the power of patience. In a world that constantly promotes instant gratification, patience can feel like a rare and undervalued virtue. We are taught to expect quick results, whether it's in relationships, careers, or personal growth. However, patience, when properly understood and practiced, holds a quiet, transformative power that can be one of the most valuable qualities you possess, especially in times of uncertainty or distance. End quote. The first thing to understand about patience is that it's not passive. It's not about sitting idly and waiting for things to happen to you. True patience is an active process. It's about remaining grounded in your principles, continuing to pursue your own growth, and trusting that the right outcomes will unfold in their own time. It's not a form of resignation or complacency. It's the strength to remain calm, composed, and centered in the face of delay or challenge. Patience, in this sense, isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing what you can while accepting that some things are beyond your immediate control. When someone returns to your life after a period of no contact, patience becomes a critical tool. You might feel the urge to rush into things, to pick up where you left off, or to fix everything immediately. But patience invites you to slow down and really assess the situation. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a step back to consider whether re-engaging is truly in alignment with your values, your personal growth, and your current needs. Patience allows you to avoid making decisions out of fear, desperation, or emotional impulse. It helps you give yourself the time to make decisions with clarity, not clouded by the rush of emotions that may tempt you to act too soon. True patience also teaches you the power of timing. Not everything happens on your schedule, and that's something that many people struggle with, especially in relationships. We often want things to happen on our terms, but life doesn't work that way. Growth, healing, and even reconciliation take time. Patience teaches us to trust the process, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. It is about understanding that life's timing is not always aligned with our immediate desires, but it will unfold as it needs to. There is wisdom in waiting for things to fall into place naturally, rather than forcing them to do so. During periods of no contact, you may find yourself wondering if things will ever go back to how they were, or if you'll even hear from that person again. Patience in this situation means understanding that the timeline is not yours to control. You may not know the outcome or the next step, but trusting that time will reveal what needs to unfold is part of the power of patience. It helps you stay calm and focused, rather than lost in worry or speculation. It allows you to shift your focus from a fear of the unknown to an acceptance that time itself will provide the answers when they are ready. Patience also involves trust, not just in others, but in yourself. It's about having the confidence that whatever the outcome, you will be okay. It's not about waiting for someone to change or prove themselves. It's about trusting that you will make the best decision for yourself when the time is right. You don't need to rush to fill the silence or make quick judgments. Your patience allows you to give yourself the space to reflect and evaluate without pressure. In doing so, you can build a deeper sense of self-trust, knowing that you are capable of navigating life's challenges with strength and clarity, regardless of how long it takes. End of chapter 2. It's essential to recognize that patience is a form of self-respect. When you're patient, you acknowledge that things worth having take time and require effort. If someone truly wants to return into your life, their actions will need to demonstrate consistency, maturity, and respect. Patience helps you set the standard that you won't settle for less than what you deserve. You don't rush to make things work or settle for temporary fixes. Instead, you wait for the right alignment where everything matches your values and principles. The respect you have for yourself manifests through your ability to resist rushing into decisions or compromising your standards for the sake of comfort or convenience. In relationships, patience allows for healing and growth. If there were past issues that led to the no contact period, rushing to repair the relationship without fully understanding what went wrong can lead to repeating the same patterns. Patience means allowing enough time to truly reflect on what happened, to process the emotions, and to understand the changes that need to be made. It's not about fixing someone or rushing into reconciliation. It's about allowing both individuals to evolve and improve as they work through their challenges. By embracing patience, you acknowledge the importance of both individual growth and mutual progress, allowing the relationship to transform in a way that is healthy and sustainable. Patience also teaches you the value of non-attachment. While it's natural to care deeply for someone, patience reminds you that your happiness should never be fully dependent on another person's actions or presence. You learn to detach your emotional well-being from their behavior, creating space for your own growth and peace. Non-attachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're no longer bound by a need for external validation or control. It means you can hold space for the relationship without losing sight of your own individuality and sense of self. Another important lesson that patience brings is resilience. The ability to remain calm and steady during times of waiting and uncertainty strengthens your inner resolve. Patience teaches you to weather the storms without losing your sense of self. It helps you develop emotional endurance, making you more resilient to the ups and downs that life throws your way. This resilience then translates into a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're capable of handling. Patience allows you to build mental and emotional strength, making you more adept at navigating the inevitable challenges and setbacks that occur on your journey. Finally, patience enables you to cultivate a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Often we get so focused on the future, on what we hope will happen, that we forget to appreciate the current phase of our lives. Patience teaches you to savor the present, to find peace in the journey rather than being obsessed with the destination. During periods of no contact, this means taking time to focus on your own growth, to pursue your passions, and to invest in yourself. It allows you to find fulfillment without waiting for someone else to define it. Patience creates space for mindfulness, helping you connect with the present and find meaning in the now, rather than fixating on an uncertain future.